If there's any piece of clothing you should have in your wardrobe, it is definitely this wrap skirt. You don't want to sleep on this one. So let's get right into the video and let me show you guys how to cut this beautiful wrap skirt. What you want to do is to take the measurement of your waist. So what you do is to place the beginning of the tape by the side of your waist, and then you take it around like this, and then you end on the other side of the waist. And what I have here is 44 inches. Now I'm going to go ahead to fold my fabric into two. After folding it into two, I'm going to fold it again to give me a triangle shape, just as you see me doing. Now the waist is 44 inches. I'm going to add 1 inch to 44, which will give me 45 inches. Now 45 divided into 4 is going to give us 11 1/4. So I'm going to come down, place my tape at the edge of the fabric, just as at the edge of the triangle, and I came down by 14.5. 14.5 is not the standard for anyone, so whatever you're going to measure is dependent on your waist measurement. So if you could go higher than 14.5, or you could come below 14.5. After doing this, I'm just going to do a second check to be sure that I have the actual measurement that I need. Now from that point where I marked 14.5 inches down, I'm going to mark the length of the skirt. The length of the skirt is actually 42 inches. Add 1 inch for sewing allowance. So what I have, my marking is actually 43 inches from the waist down. So I'm going to measure it all around. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. Because the Ankara fabric is not so lengthy, it's going to be requiring joining on this other side. Now I'm going to place the part that we cut out and then attach it to this. I'm going to first of all sew the edge because it's open, so I'm going to sew it first of all. After sewing it, now I'm going to place it by ½ an inch on the full skirt. I'm going to attach it by pinning it first by ½ an inch. That is what I'm doing right now by pinning it. Once you're done pinning it, then you turn it over to the other side and then you cut it out to match with what you have earlier cut out. It is because the Ankara fabric is not so lengthy, that is why we are having to join to make it up for the length. If the length of the skirt was like below the knee, there wouldn't actually be any need for joining. Now I'm going to set this aside after removing all the pins. When it's time for me to start sewing, you're going to see I'm going to go ahead to join this piece that's attached to the main fabric. Now the overall waist measurement is 45 inches. Now I'm going to be cutting my band 45 plus 45, then you can add extra 5 inches. Now I'm going to be coming down first of all by 22.5 inches. That is the actual measurement, which is 45. Then from that point I'm just going to come out like so to make that place wider, make it look like an actual bed. I don't want it to have the same measurement. So from that place where I marked 22.5, I'm going to now mark 2 inches upward. Now for the joining, you make sure that the center of the other part of the material that we had to join to the main fabric, you make sure that the center aligns with the center of the main fabric. Now when you're able to secure that, then you go ahead to join it like this. I started joining from the center just to make sure that the fabric is in place, but whatever works for you is fine. After doing this, I'm going to turn it over to the other side and then sew it from the center again. down to the other side of the skirt. Now what I'm doing right now is folding the sides of the skirt. You're going to go ahead to fold both sides. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead to measure the band directly on the waist after having folded both sides of the skirt. So now wherever the band stops, that is at the edge of where I had already folded, I'm going to notch it. After notching it, I'm going to open it up like this and then press one side of the band. So it's just one side of the band, not both sides. I'm going to fold it from the beginning of the place where I notched to the other end of where I notched. So you're not folding the entire thing, just one side. That is what you're going to fold, and then you give it a good press, just as you see me doing. In attaching the band to the skirt, make sure that the wrong side of the fabric is facing the right side of the band. That the wrong side of the fabric is facing the right side of the band. So after doing this on one side, wherever the skirt stops on the band, you double stitch. Then you go ahead to turn the band, the front side facing the front, and then from that point where the skirt stops on the band, you now sew close that other part of the belt. From that point, double stitching it as you start your stitch, and then you close the band like so. So the same thing you did on this side, that you're also going to do on the other side of the waist. After fixing the band, you go ahead to fold the hem of the skirt. To make it easy, you can fold it like this and then you use a pressing iron to secure it so that it will be easy for you to sew. But I'm just going to weave it and then just fold it once like this. And after I'm done with that, voila, the skirt will be ready for me to wear. Now this is the end result of the skirt. I tried it out as a skirt. I also thought of trying it as a dress. I don't really know about the dress, but I'm definitely going to be wearing the skirt. But what do you think, guys? Do you think I should try it as a dress too? Well, until I come your way again, bye.